9 years ago reveals how predators are being protected under an Ohio law.
Local 12's Dwayne Pullman got an exclusive interview with a young woman who was assaulted, and what he discovered shows how state lawmakers may have gone too far, adding insult to injury.
Jessica Simpkins was just 15 years old when she says her pastor forced her to have sex with him. The pastor was sent to prison, but Jessica was broken and stunned when she learned she wasn't his only victim. And when Jessica went to court to seek justice, she found out that an Ohio law actually protects those predators. For 24-year-old Jessica Simpkins, life in this rural town near Columbus forever changed.
I can't live like a normal person.
A horrendous act was committed against her, a violation that haunts her.
I have nightmares every night.
Jessica says she was a carefree, fun-loving young girl, but on March 8th, 2008, her innocence was lost. That's the day, Jessica says, her church pastor, Brian Williams, raped her.
Who was he really?
The devil.
Jessica was just 15 years old.
And then like a tape of that day replays through my head every 2 to 3 times a week.
Troubled by her parents' divorce, Jessica went to Pastor Williams for help. But minutes into a counseling session...
Did you cry?
I did. And he didn't stop. Kept going.
Jessica says Pastor Williams began forcing himself on her.
I got to the door, he shut the door, pushed me, and I fell to the ground. He told me not to tell anybody because it takes 2 to tango and I would get in trouble too.
Jessica did tell. Pastor Brian Williams pleaded guilty to and was convicted of 2 counts of sexual battery. After serving nearly 8 years in prison, the pastor is now out, a Tier 3 registered sex offender, the highest level. Justice was served, but Jessica is still broken.
What'd this guy do to you?
Ruined my life.
She's had limited counseling.
I know I need it, but I'm not ready.
In 2012, attorney John Fitch filed this lawsuit against the church, claiming negligence, alleging there were other victims of the pastor before he attacked Jessica. Before Jessica's attack, the lawsuit states, the church was aware of at least 2 incidents during which Pastor Williams, while employed as a youth pastor, engaged in sexually inappropriate behavior with females, and that a church pastor failed to report or take additional action in both the incidents.
The jury awarded $3.5 million.
But that award was short-lived. The amount was cut to just a fraction.
The end result is it's $250,000.
The reason? Ohio Senate Bill 80, which passed into law more than 11 years ago. It limits or caps damages for pain and suffering in most cases in Ohio to just $250,000.
It is shocking for me to believe this is the end result.
Fitch appealed the case all the way to Ohio's Supreme Court and lost.
Well, the rape of a child, I think most people would think, yes, that's a catastrophic injury. This Supreme Court, through 3 justices, determined that this was not a catastrophic injury. We're protecting the most vile among us, as I see it. Yes, that shocks me.
Senate Bill 80 was written by then Ohio Senator Steve Stivers, who's now a congressman. I interviewed Congressman Stivers in Washington. Are you surprised that your bill that was turned into law created this?
Well, Dwayne, my intent was it was comprehensive tort reform.
Congressman Stivers says his bill was supposed to protect Ohio by reforming medical malpractice. But after I shared Jessica Simpkins' case with him, the congressman conceded his law may need another look.
I have a lot of compassion for the victim in this case. And I think, every now and then we have to relook at the laws to say, gee, is this acting the way it's supposed to? So I would welcome the state senators and state representatives taking another look at Senate Bill 80 to say, gee, how can we make it better?
Did the state of Ohio protect you?
No.
What did it do?
Protected the church. Protected rapists.
For Jessica, any reform of Ohio's law will come too late. She's left picking up the pieces of a life that she says may never come together.
Justice isn't served to anybody. They're protecting the wrong people, not helping out victims.
And there is potential reform on the way. A new bill, House Bill 20, was just introduced this month at the Ohio State House. It would remove the cap and let juries decide once again what pain and suffering really is
But
worth.
does it have a chance of passing?
It's a good question. Of the 11 representatives who signed off on this bill, only 2 of them are Republican, and that could be a problem with the Republican-controlled legislature. Obviously, we're going to be following up on
And
this.
you'll let us know what happens.
Absolutely.
All right, Dwayne, thank you.